because I still believe in John 3:16 where it says there's only one Son of God.
This is Romans 8:19. I'm throwing it into the mix. Let's take a look.
All right, let's take a look.
Romans 8:18 says this: the creation waits with eager longing for the revealing of the sons of God. That's one way it's expressed. And in the New King James Version, it's a little plainer English, and it says, the earnest expectation of the creation eagerly awaits for the revealing of the sons of God.
Now let me ask you before you go on further, what do you think revealing of the sons of God means? What is that saying?
Well, we could look it up in the dictionary, but revealing means to expose to the light of day, so to speak. And we are detectives, after all, private spiritual detectives.
The Hawaii division.
Last time,
The Hawaii
of course,
division.
the Hawaii division. We're not going back to those cold climates.
Goes to Montana.
Anytime soon.
No, not anytime.
No.
Not ever, actually.
Maybe never. We might be going to Bali next.
Well,
Who
that's
knows?
similar to Hawaii.
Yeah.
It's very warm and beachy.
Very warm and beachy.
So
Sand and surf.
What's interesting here, if I can get you off your surf and sand,
Yes.
is it
No.
talks about. Okay, so it talks about the eagerly waits for the revealing.
The revealing.
Reveal, and that means they're already there.
Right. It's something that's already there, but just has not been seen or understood or perceived yet.
So what does it mean, the creation eagerly waits? What do you think that means?
I was hoping you would ask.
I'm glad you didn't ask me that.
So when you look up the word creation in the dictionary, one of the simplest definition of it is the universe. The creation is the universe, which God created. So if we are waiting in earnest expectation for the universe to reveal, bring to the light of day, so to speak, the sons of God, that's a pretty powerful statement. And what is this? This is Paul's letter, Romans is, Paul's letter to the Christian communities who he calls the Romans, or the book calls the Romans.
Now,
He's talking to the Romans.
He's talking to the Romans, okay.
The Roman community, so to speak, about the revealing of the sons of God.
Now, why did he do that? What was his intention? What was his purpose for doing that?
Maybe he was wanting them to understand that God was, or the creation, because God created the universe, and the creation is the universe, and that it was eagerly waiting for the sons of God to be revealed in themselves, perhaps.
Oh, yeah.
What say you?
Well,
Mr.
I like the
private spiritual detective.
I like that. But so repeating, for the earnest expectation of the creation, which is God,
and the universe,
eagerly awaits for the revealing of the sons of God. So there's an expectation of God in the universe that those who are sons of God will be revealed.
That's the way I read it.
Okay. So that means
could happen right here. I finally stumped my partner, the other spiritual detective.
I was thinking
He was speechless.
I was thinking how I was going to be revealed as a son of God.
Well, it could just happen right here.
Let me ask you this. Could you be a son of God without actually having all the incredible, wonderful miracles and blessings and attainment and that Jesus had?
I think one could, and I think it's maybe a process.
So you can be a son of God in the process.
In the process of becoming the fullness of the Son of God, but we are sons of God in the, let's say, when we have a seed for a tree, like a mustard seed that produces a mustard tree, in the seed is the whole plan of the whole tree. So as we are born in this life, we have a seed within us, perhaps. I'm using an analogy. Do you know that word?
No.
Okay.
But
I don't either, but it's probably not important. We're using a comparison of ourselves having the seed of God within us that can blossom, grow through the nurturing of the waters of life into becoming the fullness of the Son of God. Might that not be possible?
It's possible. Now, what came to me instead of a seed is a chicken egg.
Okay.
Because inside...
But which came first?
Well, we're not going to go there because that's an endless
nobody
loop.
knows.
Nobody knows. But in the chicken egg, there is a chicken. But the chicken isn't fully formed. The little chickie is not fully formed. And the chickie isn't really speaking a whole lot. As a matter of fact, he's not moving. He's kind of dormant, right? So that could be the thought form for sons of God who are becoming the Son of God, is that Son of God within us, it could be dormant. It could be in the process of growing at different stages.
Could be the potential to become.
And so when the chickie becomes a chicken when he hatches. So
he hatches.
Are you gonna? Are you hatching?
I'm trying to hatch.
Yeah, he's trying to hatch.
So I think that's what this is saying to me, anyway.
So revealing of the sons of God could be very much like a mustard seed becoming a full-fledged tree, or a little egg, a little chicken egg that will eventually become a full-fledged chicken. And we could say the Son of God within us could become the full-fledged Son of God eventually.
Wouldn't that be nice?
Yes, and how do we do that?
Well, I think it's maybe a process, as I suggested before, and there's probably steps. And as we go further in our discussion of Bible wonders and conundrums and mysteries and unsolvable things, we're going to try and solve what that process is.
But I think also Jesus did explain how to, and he gave the example of how to become the Christ, which is what he forgave. I think the greatest example is when he was on the cross, crucified after being battered, spit upon, abused, emotionally, physically, mentally, and spiritually, all ways, and carrying his cross and belittled and demeaned, and nobody coming to his defense. Nobody was saving him. He was up on the cross, despite all their hatred and anger of the Romans soldiers against him. He still said, "Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do." And I think that is the greatest teaching that Jesus, and the greatest example that Jesus gave to us, is how to become the Christ, which is to forgive.
I think that's a good first step. We have to forgive all the people we might have ever been hurtful to, angry at, yelled at, criticized, condemned in any way. And I think we need to forgive ourselves because we have all done such things. So that's a good first step, and maybe that's where we ought to leave it before we
shouldn't leave it there because there is a little prayer that we can give, that we often give, and that is our forgiveness prayer that you can give. So this prayer is called a forgiveness prayer, and it uses the word "I am" because...
Well, you'll notice that it's "I am" in all capital letters. And so when we see this in an affirmation or a prayer, that refers to the name of God, I am, not the small I am that may be our outer self and awareness of self, but the big I am, the awareness of ourselves as a son of God, perhaps. And so when we say that, we're saying, in a sense, when we say I am forgiveness acting here, we're kind of like saying God in me, using his name, God in me is forgiveness acting here.
Because we come up with that I am name because God gave Moses his name, which is I am that I am.
Right. And you can read that at your leisure in the Bible,
and
in the burning bush scene.
We might entertain you in a future video on that very...
We might entertain.
Or we could bore you as well. We could go either way.
We could confuse you.
We never know.
Enlighten you. It might be one or the other.
We never know which way it's going to go.
Maybe we should just forgive ourselves and go on with the prayer.
So right behind us here, or in front of us, depending on what the magic does, we're going to give this prayer together. We'll give it. I am forgiveness acting here, casting out all doubt and fear, setting men forever free with wings of cosmic victory. I am calling in full power for forgiveness every hour, to all life in every place. I flood forth forgiving grace. Now, if I may interrupt here, so it's good to have a visualization with it. And you can visualize love, hearts going out. What would you say was a good visualization?
Imagine a heart, and it's a winged heart, perhaps, and it's going out from your heart, which is actually a reflection, perhaps, of the heart of God, going out to, as it says here, to all life in every place.
So as we give it this time, let's use the power of visualization, as my microphone will say together. I am forgiveness acting here, casting out all doubt and fear, setting men forever free with wings of cosmic victory. I am calling in full power for forgiveness every hour. To all life in every place, I put forth forgiving grace. I am forgiveness acting here, casting out all doubt and fear, setting men forever free with wings of cosmic victory. I am calling in full power for forgiveness every hour. To all life in every place, I put forth forgiving grace. You know, I'm of the opinion, David, that a lot of our problems and burdens could be solved by forgiving and just forgiving, regardless if the other person forgives you or not.
Which is exactly what Jesus did on the cross.
Exactly what he did.
He brought up that image and picture and that history. Regardless of what people did to him, he said, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do.
Now, I'm going to forgive the audience and let them go of us as we leave them by riding off into the sunset once again.
And please, audience, forgive us for blathering on once again.
As we are known to do. But hopefully the blathering is somewhat entertaining and somewhat enlightening. It's enlightening blathering.
Enlightening blather. I like it.
Okay, God bless you, David.
All right,
aloha,
you,
aloha. And God bless. See you again.
Goodbye from Maui.
Happy trails to you until we meet again. Happy trails to you. Keep smiling until then. Who cares about the clouds if we're together? Just sing a song and bring the sunny weather. Happy trails.